But I think I'm finally realizing that she thinks that she has something to fear from me.
And what might that be?
That I'll figure out your secret, how you fit in, how she fits in, why Keith has been so bitter about it all this time. I mean, you know me, I go over and over it in my mind.
And what have you come up with?
I think I know what happened. Can I tell you?
Can I stop you?
Of course, I can't speculate on the details, but I think it has to do with Katie Timmons' death. I know that you told me that Keith holds you responsible.
That's right, he does. And the process of setting the record straight should remain between Keith and me.
Yeah, but it has to do with me and you, too. And that's just the way it is. You can't keep making me feel guilty about caring what happens to you.
All right, what do you think you know?
I know it wasn't your fault.
I told you that. I told you. It was an accidental drowning.
Yes, you did, but you're not telling me the whole story. You won't talk to me. You don't talk to Keith, but you should be able to confide in me.
Look, I told you before, it's not
my... Yeah, you told me
to
before, it's not your secret to tell. I got that. Then who else's secret would it be besides Victoria's? Why would Victoria claim she doesn't even know Katie Timmons when it's obvious that she has to? Keith is holding the wrong person responsible, isn't he? Victoria did something that led to Katie's death, didn't she? It's been eating away at you since she came back, hasn't it? You have kept your resolution not to tell me. All I am asking you to do now is admit it.
Did it ever occur to you that you might be wrong?
No. No. Do you want me to go ask Victoria?
You know, I wish that once, just once, you would take my word for something and leave well enough alone.
I take your word about a lot of things. You have never given me any reason to doubt it.
Eden, if you don't think I have a good reason to leave this be, how are you going to believe me about anything?
Well,
what's that going to do to our life?
Who's not trusting whom here? You think Victoria needs to be protected from me? I'm going to go running to the police and ask them, beg them to arrest her for whatever she did to Katie?
No, you're turning this around now. That's not the point.
Don't you know me? Don't you know me well enough to know that I would never, ever lift a hand against Victoria if I knew it would hurt you? I love you much too much for that.
Eden, I don't want this to turn into a test of who loves who more or enough to do what.
It's too late. It already has. You're asking me to trust when you don't trust me.
That's not
Yes, that's exactly what it is. If you didn't believe that I would keep Victoria's secret, whatever it is, you're wrong. I believe you love me. But that's not enough. If you don't trust me enough to confide in me in anything besides our dinner plans and our bed. I didn't mean to make it sound that way.
I hope not. Fine, you know, I'm fooling myself if I think I can keep this where it belongs. You have to know the truth? Fine, you're gonna know the truth.
Where are you going?
Meet me back at the house in an hour. You know, actually, I'm relieved.
Santana.
I know it's late, but I wanted to see Brandon. Just for a few minutes.
Well, he's in bed right now, but I'm sure he'd want to see you.
Darling, I'll get Brandon for Santana. You go ahead.
Thank you. So, how do you like living at the beach house? Must be like a dream come true, considering Cruz bought it for you.
Santana, I'm really sorry that you had to go through what you did.
So am I.
And I know it must seem easy for me to apologize to you.
Easy? It's automatic. And what are you apologizing for? Do you even know? And what did you do that you regret? Let's just skip it.
So, what did Keith want?
It's not what Keith wanted. I wanted to see him to try to convince him to stop hounding you.
Well, how could you hope to convince him of that without filling him in on the details of what happened to Katie? You weren't gonna tell him.
Yes, I was gonna tell him I am out of my mind. But I didn't tell him because I was too scared. You know, I can't stand this anymore, keeping everything inside. You know how it is.
Yes, I do know.
I act for a living. I don't want to do it in real life. You're the only person who really knows me, the only person I don't have to hide anything from.
Well, you know, Tori, it's gotten a little bit difficult for me to keep hiding it, too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm in love with a woman who trusts me. I don't want to stonewall her the rest of my life. You understand that?
Yes.
Her peace of mind means more to me than anything in the world.
So what do you want to do? Tell her everything?
I want to tell her as much as we can without getting her in trouble. Now, I know I promised you that I would keep this a secret, and I've done my best to do so, but there comes a time when you gotta let it out.
All right. But I'm the one that's going to tell her because I'm the one who caused all the problems.
Thank you, I appreciate that. There are still some details we're gonna have to leave out.
You still want to protect me?
I want to protect Eden. I don't want to turn her into an accessory. That's your car. Hi.
Hi.
Victoria? Hello?
I brought Tori along. I thought maybe she could tell you better in her own words exactly what happened. Is there a problem?
It's really important to you, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You want to know everything?
I thought we agreed about that.
Cruz, I don't know if I can get all the way through this.
Well, then do the best you can.
Okay. And you weren't around when Cruz and I were together, so you don't know how it was. When we were in love, we weren't very discreet. Everybody knew about us.
I don't think it's necessary to tell her.
You wanted me to tell her everything, so I'm going to tell her everything.
It's all right. It's okay.
Cruz was the foreman on a construction job. Katie Timmons was the company's bookkeeper, and Keith worked there part-time. Everybody knew about us. And Katie was jealous.
Because she was interested in Cruz?
No, she wasn't interested in Cruz. She was in love with Cruz. But I don't think you noticed her at first, did you?
No, not really.
But I noticed her. After a while, I could see that it was more than a crush. It was an obsession. She worshipped him. Cruz and I hit a rocky patch, and we broke up. I had to go to LA for an audition, and Cruz stayed behind, and while I was gone, he got sick.
That was when I had hepatitis?
Yeah, and Katie became your faithful nurse then, didn't she? She was with you every day and every night. She wiped the sweat off of your forehead. She would fluff your pillows. And every day she's falling more and more in love with you.
I wasn't aware of that. I didn't want to let that happen. I thought we were friends.
Oh, right, yeah. But Katie thought differently. Because when he got better, she didn't leave. And you didn't ask her to.
No.
No. Once while I was gone, he made love to her. Or was it more than once?
It was once.
Well, Katie's dreams had come true. But it was a big mistake for Cruz because at that time, he still loved me and I felt the same way. So when I came back, we kind of picked up where we left off. And Katie couldn't handle that.
Well, it must have been very painful for her.
Yeah, well, she made life really difficult for us, too.
How?
Apparently, Katie thought that she and Cruz were going to live happily ever after again. So when I came back, she fell apart. She quit her job. She stayed home. She harassed us.
She harassed us?
Yeah, she wouldn't go away, would she? She started making all these phone calls. Sometimes she would talk, she would say terrible things, and she'd threaten me. Sometimes she wouldn't talk at all. She'd write letters. She was obsessed. I tried to deal with it, you know, the best that I could. But she kept on getting more and more out of hand. So finally I had to confront her. I told her that Cruz and I were getting married and that she just had to go away, she had to get lost. I said some terrible things to her. I shouldn't have said anything, but I had to.
Well, I can understand why you did that.
And the day that I said those terrible things to her was the day that she swam up some beach and drowned. That's why I've been feeling guilty for all these years.
I'll get you a glass of water, okay?
What?
You know, you never told me about the calls and the letters.
Would it have mattered? It wouldn't bring Katie back.
Well, I think you should have. That far gone, I would have done something
You
about
wouldn't have listened to me. You didn't want to discuss it. You're like that. Ask Eden.
Victoria? What happened?
It doesn't matter.
I wanted to thank her. I guess now I know the story, don't I?
Yeah, you heard it.
Is there more?
That's all of it.
Cruz? Thank you for loving me enough to do this for me. It's so nice to not have to worry anymore. You know, it's amazing.
No, yeah, I sure do.
Okay, but another thing.
Will you kiss me?
Stop, I'm trying to make an observation.
Ah, forgive me. Press on, man.
I think what's most amazing is that every time we're together, it's different. I mean, there's times like the old times. But there's something new also. You know?
Yeah. It's like that in real life, too. It just gets better and better.
What are you thinking?
I just told you.
All of it?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? If that's all there was to Victoria's secret, why did she keep it a secret?
Because it was incredibly painful. Not only what happened, but the way we all acted, myself included. Once it was buried, we wanted to leave it that way. I don't know what else I can say.